Hey guys, welcome back to the den. Dave here. So I suppose you're wondering what we have here. Well, it's very lightweight. It's kind of well, it wouldn't be so noisy if I hadn't taken a small towel out of it. So stick around. We'll show you what we got here. And welcome back. So, with all these knives here, I'm sure you figured that out now that it is a knife sharpening system. So let's clear these out of the way here. Hang on to things here. So slide this over a little bit there. All right, now that we got somewhat disorganized mess here, we'll throw that over there too. What the heck? Let's dive in here. So what we have here, oops, that fell off again. Anyway, relocate this where it belongs here. It either fell off or my son got in here again. Either way, it's back on. We have our stand. We have 4 different stones. We'll go over those in just a second. Here in this pouch we have 2 rods. Let's get this bag out of the way and go over what we got here. So this is our rod that we put our stones on, so we'll go ahead and go over our stones too while we're at it. We have had the number on the back because that's a 150. We have a 1500, an 800, and a 400 grit. So you got 4 stones. Should be ample to get a decent edge to a knife. We have our long bar, which is what we put our stones on, and then we have our guide bar at the back. So what you do is you pop your legs, and I'm going to tell you right now, these suction cups don't suck. They don't stick to anything, so it's going to take some good hand. You know, you're going to have to kind of hold the knife in hand, and well, I'll show you. So we'll go ahead and put our guide bar in. If you look down here, you'll see there's a little rod sticking out. It slides in the back, and just before it hits the bottom, there's a spot for it to pivot on. Go ahead and take our 400 stone, and then you open that up, slide your stone in, and then you tighten this end down. And then you stick this in back here, and now you're set up and ready to go. Now it took me a little while to get used to working with this, to figure out how to adjust everything and do this in such a way that I could actually get a knife sharp. Because of the instructions, if you try and follow them, you'll destroy things. What I had to do is I had to break out a flashlight, and then I'll use a bigger, we'll use this blade just for kicks and giggles. So what you got to do is get your stone out the way, loosen this up just a little bit, and then what you got to do, I'm messing things up here, but try and keep it in view. Do is you set this on here, then you raise and lower this to find the angle that matches your blade. Now there's an ink pen or a marker that comes with it, which is actually sitting in my other bag at the moment, that you can sit there and draw on your edge so you can tell where you're filing or grinding or however you want to call it. You put it up here, and now this is where it kind of stinks because the suction cup's not working. This wants to move a lot, so kind of push down, hold it, and then go down. Now the directions say you should hold it here, and as you come around the edge you should turn your blade. I did not find that very effective, so what I had to do is I had to position the blade in the spot where I wanted it, and then work small increments around the edges like that, around the corners, as you can see. Chip right there. Didn't know that. Anyway, or another way to do it, and if you're like me with carpal tunnel, sometimes it's hard to hang on to things. You can stick the edge. Oops, I dropped it. And I'm really having a hard time today. My carpal tunnel's really acted up. You can clamp it here, which makes it easier for you to find your level back here where you're actually working on the edge. Sorry about that hit interruption. Anyway, where was I? Oh, but you can at least get it here. Now, if you find your angle and you want to leave the blade there, get that back out of the way, loosen this up, tighten and put it up to that blade, and then leave it there. It makes it a little easier rather than trying to hold it at the edge. This way you can get your angles right, and I'm not going to do that because I know I'm not at the right angle for this blade. But you do it, you work you down, you flip it over, you work this side, then change your stones as needed. Using this system compared to the other two systems I have, I was actually get a really nice edge on this. It's actually sharper than it needs to be. Like I've stated in the past, I don't like doing the paper test because paper will actually dull your blade. Yeah, it looks cool being able to slice paper. I'm more worried about edge retention than I am slicing a piece of paper. But yeah, I really got to work on the edge of that one. But the nice thing about this system is, whether it be that nice blade, this little teeny Damascus blade, which now, when I picked it up, it didn't have a very good edge on it. Now has a really nice edge to it. A review on this is coming up. Put a nice edge on this one. This one is one of my EDC knives, and it's I can shave with it if I wanted to, although I don't recommend it. This little teeny one, this little Stanley, I was able to put another edge back on this. Standard stainless steel, but something even as small as this I was able to. I was able to redo the edge on this guy, and I've got to redo it because I abused the daily setup this last weekend. But yeah, I will be redoing the edge on this one again. And you're able to even put an edge on something this big. Yeah, it's still dirty. I haven't cleaned it since last time I used it. But yeah, this is sharp enough to shave some hair too. But even a blade this big, of course, with the the different curves in here, it takes a little bit more work. And the nice thing about this spine, that actually helped. I was able to actually lock it in and work in a couple different areas. And being that spine the way it is, I was able to lock it against the back and work to get my edges that I needed. So it's kind of a pain in the butt until you get used to using it. Why'd I have the flashlight? Okay. So I'm going to lock it in place so it's easier for me to show you here. Being the way this is set up, at least for me with my eyesight, I wasn't able to get a very good view. Oh, I should have used the camera. It makes it so much easier. But I wasn't able to get a very good view right there of how things looked. So, let's see if I can get my hands to cooperate here. I used the flashlight. Now I'm washing everything out. Dim. I used the flashlight so I could see the angle right in there. It's still washed out. But that helped my eyesight. That's why I had a flashlight. But once I figured out my angle and figured out how to properly use this, I kept the blade in place. Just slid that down, pushed it back up to the top, to the bottom of the blade, and then locked it down into place. That way I could flip my blade back and forth over and keep it in the exact same spot every single time. As you can see, I've had to use the 150 quite a bit, 400, 800, and the 1500 not as much. And I'm probably going to use the daily side of the 150 again for this guy, and move up. I am going to say the stones are kind of a cheaper quality. They're very dry. The kit does not come with any oil, so I picked up a bottle of Smith's to go with it. If you don't have oil and you haven't used your stones before, you can use water. Just you can't switch between the two. It's not good. You know, if you're going to start with water, stick with water. If you're going to start with oil, stick with oil. I'm sticking with oil. That way, when I wash them off, the particles come off real fast and easy that way. But yeah, just kind of a simple, quick review of a different sharpening system that once you get used to it, is extremely effective. It comes with the 4 different stones. It makes life real fast and real easy. It's just going to take, well, for me it took a minute. So, thanks for checking out the video. We'll catch you at the next one.
Hey, this is Dave. Thanks for watching the den. If you like what you see, hit the little subscribe button that's going to be up here or down there. If you want to know when we release a new video, hit that little bell icon, click receive notifications, and that way you know when we release a new video. Again, thanks for watching the den. I'm Dave.
I'm Charlie.
Remember, keep them loaded.
Keep it safe.
Peace.